coming in from Andhra Pradesh. Home Minister of the state, Vangalapuri Anita, has announced a high-level committee inquiry into the devastating bus accident that occurred near Kurnool, confirming that 19 people have lost their lives and 27 individuals have survived the disaster. In fact, she's also announced an ex-gratia of 5 lakh rupees for the families of the deceased from Andhra Pradesh and 2 lakh rupees for the injured. The tragedy that reportedly involved the bus colliding with a two-wheeler resulted in the vehicle catching fire. In fact, it had left many in a state of shock, as you can see in the visuals on your screen. Unfortunately, 19 people lost their lives while 27 passengers managed to escape. Let me go across to my colleague Shamit, joining us for more on this. Shamit, take us through the details. Of course, now the Andhra Pradesh government announcing ex-gratia relief for the families of those who've been injured and the deceased. Shamit, are you able to hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Shamit, we were talking about and we were telling our viewers how the government has now announced ex-gratia relief. This was an unfortunate and a rather shocking accident that happened, the visuals of which had, sent shockwaves across the country. But as far as the government is concerned, now some sort of monetary relief coming in for the families of the injured as well as the deceased.
Well, that's true. Already central government has announced ex-gratia and now state government has announced ex-gratia. 5 lakhs for the deceased skin and 2 lakhs for the injured victims. So basically, in this unfortunate incident, actually it happened where we even spoke to the SP of the Kurnool district, we spoke to the Ram Prasad, transport minister, and also even we spoke to the top officials of the fire department. This happened between 2:45 a.m. to 3 a.m. in between today in the morning, and this happened around 20 kilometers away from the Kurnool district, so which is around 200 to 50 kilometers away from the Hyderabad city. So basically, when the bus was traveling from the Hyderabad to the Bengaluru, this incident happened, and after colliding with the bus, actually initially around 3:15, fire officials reached the spot, and it took around a couple of hours for them to douse the entire fire, and 19 bodies have been charred to death, and 27 people, passengers including two drivers and two children managed to escape from this fire accident. So actually what happened is initially the preliminary investigation has concluded, and fire department officials and the police department officials, they came to the conclusion that initially the bus has struck a two-wheeler. So after colliding with the two-wheeler, it dragged that two-wheeler for around 300 to 500 meters from that spot, and later immediately after that, the sparks led to the fire, and that sparks has converted to the fire, and the entire fire has caught the bus, and later around 15 minutes after that, the fire officials reached there, the rural police reached there, and they started rescue operation, but they couldn't enter into the bus because the flames were very high, and even the door was not opening at that time, and even before that, because few passengers were awake, and one of the driver, he left the spot, but the other driver was awake, and that driver and few passengers managed to break open the emergency exit, and 27, including the driver, they managed to escape from the fire accident. Okay. And around today morning, at around 10 a.m., Health Minister has confirmed that 12 initially got admitted to the hospital, and 6 were in the government hospital, and 1 was in critical condition.
Yes.
And finally now Home Minister has also paid a visit, and even Chief Secretary is also on the way, and DGP has also paid the visit to the spot, and Kurnool District SP and also Kurnool Collector, they visited the spot and immediately carried out the relief measures. And finally, Home Minister has put out the figures. The Home Minister, Vangalapuri Anita, has stated that 19 people unfortunately lost their lives, 17 are adults and 2 are minors. And 27 others, including 2 children, they managed to escape, and a few are undergoing treatment at the hospital. And even high-level committee has been formed to inquire into this incident. Already preliminary report has been concluded, preliminary investigation has been concluded, and now detailed investigation will carry on, and this committee will directly look into the investigation, and even Kurnool SP will also oversee the investigation, and will get to know exactly what are the details about the accident, why it happened, why the bus dragged the two-wheeler for around 300 to 500 meters. If that would have, would have not happened, this fire accident would have been averted. So the bus driver, if would have, struck the two-wheeler, he immediately would have stopped the vehicle there itself, then this entire fire accident, this tragedy would have been averted.
Okay.
So even that will be probed, why that happened, and even...
All right, Shamit, so while this investigation is underway, we've also spoken with the Andhra Transport Minister, M. Ram Prasad. The viewers listen into that conversation.
Took place around 2:45, between 2:45 and 3.
Okay, sir.
The bus driver hit a bike, a scooter, who were traveling two persons in a scooter.
Okay, sir.
And the scooter's tanker bus, and the scooter has gone under the bus.
Okay, sir.
The bus got fire, and within the fraction of minutes, the total bus was set with fire.
Okay, sir.
The passengers, almost 20 people are rescued from that, and they are in the casualties, are in the hospital.
Okay, sir.
The deaths are around 20. Our total system is in the spot only. The postmortem is conducted. Due to the rain, it is getting late.
All right. So that was, of course, the Andhra Transport Minister speaking with my colleague Shamit about this accident that has happened. The probe still underway as to what exactly happened, what could have been avoided so that this entire tragedy could have been prevented. Shamit, thank you very much for joining us at the moment with details of this entire incident.